Hey guys, it's Leslie and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do something a little bit different and I don't really see a ton of these videos anymore, but oh well, I'm still going to do it. I'm going to do the video for Top 5 Wednesday, which is a Goodreads group that has like video prompts for every Wednesday and you just pick your top 5 that fit that prompt. Today's Top 5 Wednesday is children's books to revisit as an adult. And I really liked this prompt because I'm sort of participating in middle grade March, or I am participating in middle grade March, so I feel like some of these books overlap. And let's get started. Number 5 on the list, and it's going to come as no surprise to anybody, and honestly, if it's not on everybody's list who makes one of these videos, I will be really surprised. And that is Harry Potter, of course. I mean, I think Harry Potter should be read by any age, and it should be read often. So it's pretty much the only series that I've ever reread multiple times, and I'm proud of that. So definitely Harry Potter. I'm putting it as number 5 just because it's such an obvious choice, but I think it's number 1 in all of our hearts. Number 4 is The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. I have actually not read all of the Chronicles of Narnia. I've only read 2 of them, I think. I think I've read The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe and Prince Caspian, I believe. I think those are the only 2 I've read. So I really would like to, by the end of this year, to reread or at least read all of the series. I like the story. I like Narnia. I like C.S. Lewis's writing, so it's all on there, but I think it's definitely a book that's great for kids and adults alike. The 3rd book I will put on this list, again, is a book I've never read, so as an adult I should read it, and that is The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. I have heard about this book forever, and it's about, you know, anthropomorphized little woodland creatures in Edwardian England. It was published in 1908, so it's a classic at this point, and I just think it's a book that a lot of people have read. I think people even are like assigned this in school. For some reason I wasn't. I do remember like the Frog and Toad books, which I have no idea if those are actually related to anything with The Wind in the Willows, but that's all I think of when I hear The Wind in the Willows. So I'm sure it's at least gotten inspiration from that story, like Frog and Toad all year and Frog and Toad have a celebration. I don't know if those are the stories, but I have read those, but I should read The Wind in the Willows, and I think it'll probably be as fun for adults as it is for children. The 2nd book I have yet to read as an adult, and that is for emotional reasons, and that is The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. This book is so incredibly touching that I don't know if I could read it now without probably bawling through the entire story. I have 2 sons myself, and I can understand giving until there's nothing left to give. And if you've never read The Giving Tree, what are you doing with your life? It's so good. But it's just as good for kids as it is for adults. Honestly, it may be even more special for adults, just based on the knowing of being in the position more of the tree than of the little child. So that's, I don't know, it's just a really special book, and just thinking about it right now is probably gonna make me cry. So yes, The Giving Tree for sure. And the number 1 book I'm going to put on this list, and it's only because I just finished it today, and that is Walk Two Moons by Sharon Creech. This is a story of a girl named Sal who basically goes on a road trip with her grandparents, and while on the road trip she's telling these stories of her life to her grandparents, and she's trying to get back to her mother that has left her family. And that's like a very, very brief, non-spoilery way to talk about this story, but it made me cry so hard at the end. It's just such a wonderful story about family and love and loss and hardship, and I definitely remember reading this as a kid. I remember like our library teacher or the librarian, I guess, of our elementary school, like reading it to our class, because I've always just thought about it in my head, like, what's that story about again? What's that story? And I'm so, so glad I decided to read it again. It is probably going to make it on my like favorite books of 2018. I just simply adored it. I listened to the audiobook, which is narrated by Hope Davis, who was kind of like a more known actress a while ago. I don't know if you out there in Cyberland know who she is, but her narration is perfect for this story. And the audiobook is literally like just over 5 hours or something like that, so it's super short. But I freaking loved it. I loved the grandparents. I loved the main girl, Sal. I loved her friend, Phoebe, and just all of the hijinks of that story. I don't even know, hijinks is not the right word. Just every little bit of this story I was obsessed with and am obsessed with at this moment. And if you want to cry, if you're in that mood, definitely pick up Walk Two Moons. And if you feel like you just need to revisit a childhood book, which is the whole point of this Top 5 Wednesday, definitely read Walk Two Moons. And that's my list. Those are the books that I think all adults should read, children should read, everybody should read. Yeah. If you're interested in Top 5 Wednesday, I will put all the information in the description below. And I don't know if like you have to approve you to be in the group. I don't think so, because nobody knows me. So I think you just can accept or whatever. And there's like prompts for each Wednesday. So if you're kind of stuck on a video to make, like I kind of was today, Top 5 Wednesday is a perfect place to start. And until next time.